Hey guys, what's up? So today I was just curious, does anyone trade stocks or do anything in that sector? I started trading stocks pretty much like slow day trading, I would say. I'm not on it constantly, but it is a secondary source of income that I found. The good thing about the stock market is even if it goes down, if you invest that money, you still have something there, because human nature, we just tend to want to spend what we have. So instead of buying a bunch of junk and stuff that we don't need, if you invest that money in the stock market, you still have something to show for it, financial wise. So that's kind of why I got into the stock market. I was just curious. It is kind of hard to catch on to, but once you get it, you understand. It's kind of like anything regulated. They make it as clear as they want it for you. They don't want you to totally understand it, to be honest. But you just have to take the time. You have to sit down. I know a lot of us don't have time to sit down and figure out stuff like that. But you really need to find a slot and take the time, because it is a good source of secondary income. The stock market is going up today. Gold prices are going down. They usually inversely affect each other. If stocks are going up, gold will usually be going down, and vice versa. So today the markets do make sense in that aspect. Gold prices hit a all-time high this week in history. So gold is also another good investment. You don't want to buy it new from a jewelry store, because the markup is about 800%. So it takes you a really long time to be able to recover your money. If you do buy gold, you want to buy it from a secondhand dealer, or even like eBay, something like that. You don't want to buy it from a jewelry store. Like I said, the markup is just too significant. If you go to a secondhand shop right now, they'll probably have most of the stuff priced close to spot price, which will be like the gold prices for today. And then, so say if you buy almost at spot, you're gonna buy a little over spot. No one's gonna sell it to you for scrap prices, because it's not scrap. But say you buy it a little over spot, then you hold on to it for 6 months, it should gain some value. So that's just something to think about. Gold is a good investment. It's a hard asset. It's a safe investment all the time. It's pretty much like the real estate market. It's gonna have some ebbs and flows, just like any other market, but for the most part, it's a steady increase up. So gold is a good investment. Silver is also a good investment. Any coin that is US made, besides the nickels, 1964 on down, those will be made of silver. So you can, even if you have some old change, you can go through it. Coins might be worth a couple bucks. So silver is, it doesn't move very much, to be honest with y'all, like gold. Gold is more volatile and reacts more to the markets. I think silver is manipulated to a certain extent, so it's not the safest investment. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. We're just talking financial stuff. Is there any ways that you guys make money on the side, outside of work? I was talking at the beginning about the stock market. The stock market is a good way to try to make passive income. Passive income sounds nice, right? I do some trading. I've gotten better at it over time. It is an acquired skill, so you'll have to learn as you go, and you're not going to be perfect. So I really highly recommend you just taking the time to watch some financial videos and to figure out how the market works, and pretty much anyone can make money. And just say, since I've been investing in the stock market, I haven't been shopping as much. So even if my stock goes down 20%, I still have 80% of my money, where if I were to went buy a designer bag, you can recoup some money sometimes on something like that, but for the most part, when you buy something, it loses most of its value, and you're not going to go and try to resell it anyway. So I look at it as a safe investment in that aspect. Like, over the last 5 years, I've saved, or I have in my stock account, almost $10,000. So instead of spending it on just stupid stuff that I don't necessarily need, just like therapy shopping, all that money is sitting in my Fidelity account as an investment. So it's just something to think about. The stock market has been very volatile right now with all the tariffs going on. I think it has hit pretty close to the bottom. You can never say for sure. If you're profiting, you never want to get greedy when it comes to even like selling gold or selling stocks. If you've made a profit, sell it and get out of there, because you're not usually or ever gonna find the top. So just once your profit's there, take it. Don't be greedy. And like I said, it is a way to have a passive income, is the stock market. You will have to learn how to day trade, and then learn the different types of transactions. They have like limit and market. So there is some education that you'll have to find, but I've acquired, like I said, around 10,000 bucks just over 5 years, and I'm not making significant investments by any means. I'm just slowly, every time I'm trading, for the most part, I'm profiting, and that it just builds up over time, just like interest does. But this is opposite of interest. This is good. It's going to you and not to the big banks. And then, like I said, gold as a secondhand investment. I work in a business where we do secondhand gold. So I've been acquiring gold at spot price for over 10 years. Whenever I started buying, gold was probably around $1,200, and now it's $3,400. So that's almost triple in value, and it's just something that was sitting in my in my jewelry box, and I could wear it in the meantime. So that's cool that you can wear your investment. And so since gold prices have gone up, I've been dumping it, to be honest with you. I sold at 28 and maybe 26 before that, and now it's at 34. So I do have some more that I'm holding on to, and like we went through the showcase and took out anything that was just old inventory. So we do plan to sell soon. We're assuming that this is around the top of the market. Like I said, you can never tell for sure. So it's the same thing with stocks. You just want to like buy as it's going down, or sell as it's going up. It's not about being at the top or buying at the bottom. It's about buying the stock at what you think is a good price. And so that's just, something to think about if you're looking to make some extra money on the side. What you'll have to do is, my broker for the stock market is through Fidelity. So you'll have to make an account. Fidelity is not the only one, but you want to do like a regular bank, if that makes sense. You don't want to do like Robinhood or anything like that, because they make money off of your trades. So you don't want to, like, you want to take the extra step and the extra time and get a Fidelity account or something like that to start to trade. And then just start with $100, you know, like put $100 in there, see what you can do. You're not going to be great at it at first, but it is, in my opinion, a good time to buy. The stock market has been very volatile. It's gone down a good bit, but today it is on the climb. In my opinion, today would be a good time to buy. This is not financial advice. But even like today, like go out, or this weekend, go out to a secondhand dealer and see if you can find yourself a nice piece of gold. It's worth investing in yourself, and it's a hard asset. It's not like the dollar. They can't just manipulate gold. Gold is a worldwide currency, so it's a lot harder to manipulate than US dollars or the peso or something like that. There's a lot of like Hispanic people that come down for work on a temporary work visa, and they'll buy gold from us because the peso is highly manipulated in Mexico, but gold isn't, because they can't, because it's a worldwide market. So that's something to think about. It does make it safer in that aspect for sure. But today looks like a good day for the stock market. I don't know if the dust is settling from the tariff drama. I think the tariffs are actually a good thing because, like, for instance, I sell hula hoops on Etsy and on my website, and if you want to ship something outside of the US to another country, it's $60 literally to ship a piece of paper. So how can you do business overseas if it costs $60? Like, I've had a couple people that really wanted my hula hoops that were overseas, and this one guy ended up paying, I think it was close to $400 for 2 hula hoops. I had to make them sectional so they were easier to ship, and the shipping ended up costing like $150 or something. So it's just not feasible for us to be able to sell our products to other people, and then China can sell us something for $2 with free shipping. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It never did. So I'm hoping that this will make everything a more even playing field, because to be honest with you guys, we're paying American prices now for Chinese goods. We should have done this in 2020 during all of the drama. You think we would have wanted to be self-sufficient and produce up here. In my opinion, we've gotten too big for our britches in America. We think that we're too good to produce or manufacture things, but there's only so much services you can provide, and we found that out the hard way. But I'm hoping that we can have options now, not just all low quality goods, you know, like give me the low end, give me the middle, and give me the high end, and let me decide what I want to buy. People have different, you know, quality levels and different budgets and want to invest in certain things, and other people don't. So like, just give us options. Like, we want options, we want competition, because if we don't, that's another huge problem in America, is we don't have any competition. So of course they're gonna have everything overpriced if there's no competition. That was always the driver of the market, is say breakfast cereals. They're dirty on the marketing scale, to say the least. That's when they said that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Why don't you eat our sugary product? So, but just to say, they had to be competitive with their prices because there is competition in that field. So if there's no competition, people will naturally be greedy and rake your eyes out. So competition is good for the market, and it should be equal trade and not free, just fair. You know, and people want my product outside of the US. I just can't get it there at a reasonable price. So it's really not a fair market at this point, in my opinion. But so that's just something to think about, okay? So today we're going to think about our finances, how to make passive income, maybe even think about starting a little side business, a little side hustle. That's how my hula hoop stuff started. I wanted, you know, all the cool hula hoops in the world, and I was like, hey, let me try to make them. And here I am now. So I've sold over 5,000 hula hoops. Basically what I do is it pays like my car note and my credit card bill, but that's a big weight off of my financial budget. So think about maybe starting a side hustle or a small business, or getting into the stock market. Also, investing in gold is a good idea. I hope I helped educate you guys today. There are ways to make money passively, whether it's investing in hard assets, even real estate if you are that financially stable. Unfortunately, real estate has gotten almost unaffordable, even a vehicle. I'm not getting a new vehicle. I will not pay that much for a new vehicle with the interest. I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous. That's what a house used to cost well, my parents' first house that they bought in 1986 cost them $35,000 for a brick home. You can't get a decent car for $35,000. So it's just crazy. You want to not, for instance, buy a car right now. Interest rates should be going down sooner than later. I've been saying that for a long time, so hopefully soon. But you don't want to buy when the market, like, we got into our house in 2020 when the interest rates were really low. If you would get into our house at the same price but with a higher interest rate, you would pay almost $1,000 more for the same house. So you always want to pay attention to the interest rate. Interest is a nightmare, to say the least. It does add up very, very quickly. So instead of you paying interest to the bank, you go get yourself a stock account and you get them to pay you pennies on the dollar back instead. That's how you take the power back from the big banks, in my opinion. So do something for yourself, do something for your family, and make your life a little bit easier. A lot of the stuff we buy is just to make us feel good, and that's a habit that can be broken. So happiness is really not about what you have, it's about how you feel on the inside. So buying these things to make you happy, it's like, yay, it's in the mail, you open it up, throw it in the corner. That's not true happiness. It's an illusion of corporate America. So you want to outsmart corporate America. It's not the easiest task, but it's possible with some willpower and some tenacity and some smarts. So think about that today, guys. I'm almost at my job, my real job. I will be watching the stocks today as well as gold. So go check out the gold prices, follow that, and go find your local gold dealer that is secondhand, and you can make yourself a profit by next year, guaranteed.